who's catching me live right now. If you want to catch me live, make sure you become a channel member. If you're not a channel member, then you're watching this on a replay. But anyway, today I want to talk about how to get your money right. All right. And I just want to go straight at the money topic just because, that's really what this is all about, right? Like we talk about business all the time. I specifically speak to entrepreneurs on this channel. We talk about, purpose and all this type of stuff. At the end of the day, we all need money to survive, right? So I just want to talk about how to get your money right. Now, I mean, like how to fix that money problem that you might have or that you think you might got, right? And so here's the thing. I'm gonna start with these three things that you got to do. So the first thing is this: you got to stop trading time for money. All right, you got to stop trading time for money. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I first started Clean Biz Network, I used to do Uber, right? So I was Ubering on the side, building my Clean Biz Network, the business on the side, right? So I would Uber and do the business on the side, right? And I'll tell you, at some point, I realized that. See, actually, I'll tell you this too. When I used to be out there, right, I remember talking to like some of my the people that I was picking up, and I would like brag to them, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I guess I was bragging, but anyway, so I think I was bragging, right? And I would brag to them and be like, well, this ain't all I do. You know what I mean? I'm building my business on the side. And so I listen to, because I used to play motivational videos too while I would be driving. And so they'll be like, dang, but what do you do? You know what I mean? Because they could tell, like, this nigga different. He in here listening to this, right? So anyway, so I was explaining to them, yeah, I'm building my business on the side, this, and that. And I'm doing this for now, so that way I don't have to, dip into the business profits. I can just use this money to pay my bills. But it got to a point where it just wasn't even smart for me to continue to be out there driving for Uber. You know what I mean? And when I could have just been at home building, because I was working from home at the time. So I could have been in there, because I had first started the lead generation. I had cleaned up the starter kits. You know what I mean? I was just starting to make that online money, right, and build my business up. But I was out there Ubering thinking that, you know what I mean, I'm being smart. And in the beginning it was, but at a certain point it got to a point to where, damn, I could have been at home, creating a email marketing campaign, or I could have been at home doing a new YouTube video, or I could have been at home, you know what I mean, doing something to grow the business that would have made me more than being out here trading my time for money. Same thing happened with my cleaning company. You know what I mean? When I was in there, and everybody asked me, okay, well, how did you know to quit? Like, how could you walk away from that good government job? I was a machinist at the Norfolk Naval Shipyard, right? So I had this government job. And I just walked in one day and I realized, you know what? I'm in here trading. I mean, making this, what was I making? Like 15, 18 an hour, something like that, 20 an hour. I don't know what I was making. But I just knew that the time wasn't worth it when I could have been out there finding customers. One more customer could have got me, like one new customer that month could have got me an additional $2,000 a month. You know, additional $1,000 a month. Or I could have got $500 a month customers. It could have been anything. But I just knew that me sitting in there, going to work, clocking in, trading my time for that money, it won't worth it no more. So what you got to do is you got to figure out, oh, bam, I got to start some type of business, whether I'm selling products or whether I'm selling a service. But I got to stop trading my time for money. And you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, time is the most precious resource that we have. You know what I mean? And it's not infinite. Money is infinite. They print money every single day, right? The USD ain't nothing. You know what I mean? They literally printing it every day. So why would you trade something that ain't got no real value to it for something that's the most valuable thing in the world? You know what I mean? Because the more accessible something is, the less valuable it is. They print in cash every single day. That's why you want to trade cash for cash flowing things like businesses, right? Like stocks, like real estate, right? But in order to get the stocks on the real estate, those passive investments, you gotta first get the cash up, right? So get your cash up so you can trade it for the big cash flow things. All right. And so that's the first lesson, man. Stop trading your time for money. The second one is to provide value. Okay, so you got to create more value in the world. All right, like think about this with my lead generation service. How come I can charge $150 for my leads, but companies like Angie Leads, they only charge anywhere between, I think, like $30 to $80, depending on the quality of the lead, right? And it's like, well, how come I can get away with charging $150 for mine? Well, that's because mine are more valuable. You know what I mean? I'm not sending it to multiple different people. Like when Angela, they send their leads out, they send it to 3 to 5 different businesses. All y'all got to race and call them back and see if you can get the person just to give you a walkthrough. We go the extra mile and we schedule the walkthrough for you, and then we send it specifically and only to you, right? So therefore, it's more value there. You just got to create more value and make your product more valuable than everybody else. Same thing with my starter kits. You got people out here and they sell courses all the time, right? Plenty of people out here sell courses, right? These coaches and stuff. But why can I sell my cleaning business starter kit for $2,000 versus some of these other people that help you start a cleaning business. They only charging what, $197 for a course, right? Well, it's because it's not a whole kit. See, I'm putting equipment in there. I'm shipping it to you. I'm putting a course in there as well that's going to teach you everything from A to Z. Then I'm also putting leads in there to make sure that you're going to get a customer quick, right? My bad, y'all. I got a phone call. But I'm putting everything in there that you can possibly need to make sure that you get, set up for success as much as possible. So therefore, it's more valuable. Therefore, I can charge more for it. So you got to make sure that you also create more value in the world. You see what I'm saying? Like even with your cleaning, like instead of getting out here looking for a cleaning job, working for somebody else, if you just look for cleaning customers, like instead of going to apply, for a cleaning job, why don't you just go out here and look for a customer? Now you're more valuable in the marketplace because it's like, okay, bam, now you going straight direct to consumer versus you going through the job and they negotiating the contract. They negotiating how much they gonna pay, all of sending the invoice, all that. Why don't you just do it? Skip the middleman, go straight directly to the consumer. Now you're more valuable in the marketplace and you can get paid more because of that. You see what I'm saying? So create more value as well, all right? The next thing and the final thing. So the first two things was number one, stop trading time for money. Number two, provide value. I got my notes up here in case y'all wonder why I keep peeking up there because I said I'm gonna write these down so I don't forget, because sometimes I go live and I'll forget my points. But anyway, and then number three, think long term. Okay? Think long term. Like you remember, like everybody, we went through this wave, right? Where everybody got them PPP loans, everybody got the ERC loans, everybody want to know about business credit, right? Everybody want to do all that quick stuff. You know why? Because everybody thinks short term. See, y'all want a big lump sum now. Yeah, just give me the money now. I'm gonna flip that, Jane. I'm gonna flip that. And it's like whole time. Fast forward a year later, 2 years later, now you just stuck with more debt. You ain't never got that. You ain't built no business. You ain't got no new income coming in because you tried to skip a step. You were so busy trying to get it fast. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you stay stuck. Now years from now you sitting there with so much debt you can't even move right. Now you thinking about filing for bankruptcy, all because of short-term thinking. Just like people go out here and it's like, bam, you got the down payment today. You got this job today. You go out and get this new Benz. Okay, 6 months later, the job lay you off. Now you got this big high-ass car note. You really can't afford it, but you was thinking short-term. And then it was a long-term bad decision. Or you bought the car, or based off that job you got. Now fast forward 5 years later, the payment still ain't paid off because you did a 6-year term on it. It got transmission problem, but you just had to have that old luxury car, right? It's electric, it's a Benz. Even though it's a 04, but it's a Benz, right? It was a 2010, but it's a Benz. But you just had to have it, right? And now you stuck because now you can't afford to replace the transmission and the car not paid off and you owe more on it than was actually worth. Short-term thinking. You see what I'm saying? Like short-term thinking, we got to start thinking long-term, just like when people go get them payday loans. You thinking about now. You think about what I needed today for this weekend. I needed to go on this trip. I don't want nobody to think I ain't got it. You got to start worrying about all that. Don't worry about if they think you ain't got it. You don't got it. Say that. You know what I mean? Just say that. It's okay. They ain't got it either. They're just pretending to have it. You know what I mean? Most people broke anyway. The masses are broke. But so you got to do different things, think long term, and separate yourself from them. So that way you do what nobody else is willing to do now. So later you can do what everybody else can't do. You know what I mean? Sacrifice. And that's really what it is. So if you really want to get that money right, like you really got to get out here, stop trading your time for money, and get into some type of business. All right? Then you got to make sure that business is providing real value and not no bullshit. So that way you can charge top notch. And then number three, think long term. Stop trying to flip. You know what I mean? Stop trying to flip. Like stop trying to goddamn put your money into the forex and the stocks and all that. You ain't got enough money. You ain't got most stocks pay on if a good stock average return is gonna pay at 10%. Well, if you ain't got but $1,000 to invest, like what 10% gonna do for you? You know what I mean? $100 ain't gonna do nothing for you. You see what I'm saying? Versus if you put that $1,000 into a cleaning business, for example, a lawn care business, for example, any type of business in general, e-commerce business, that business, if you build it, it'll generate cash flow for you over and over again, every single week, every single month, right? So that's why I always recommend, if you really want to get out of it and fix your money, you got to start a business. That's the only way out. When you start from the bottom, the only way out is to start a business. You get rich off the business. Then you take the riches, invest it into passive streams of income, such as stocks, such as real estate, such as cryptocurrency. Put it in those different passive forms of assets, and then you're free to go. Now you're wealthy. But that's all it is to it, y'all. But start with the basics. Stop trading your time for money. Figure out something you can do. You know what I mean? Think long term and just make sure you provide the best value possible, y'all. I'm AJ Simmons. If you're thinking about starting a cleaning company, I help people do that at cleanbiznetwork.app. Okay, so www.cleanbiznetwork.app. Go there. We got Clean Biz starter kits available. Or if you don't want the whole full kit, you don't need me to send you the equipment, just join the basic membership. It's like, I ain't gonna tell you what the price is because these videos stay up so long and then the prices be changing. So just go there and see what the price is now. You know what I mean? And join us with the basics. It's gonna come with a course. It's gonna teach you everything you need to know. I do monthly coaching calls every month for everybody. I mean, just check it out. We got a bunch of different things. Like I said, we got leads, all type of stuff here to help you get your cleaning business started. And then even if you ain't got no cleaning business, but you just want to be mentored by me, then check out the website as well. I got some options there for you. But anyway, I'm AJ Simmons. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out of here. Leave a comment down below if you felt what I was saying. If you got some other, you got some other feelings about this. But this is all it is, y'all. Provide value, think long term, and stop trading your time for money. I'm AJ Simmons. I'm out of here.